Hello again, it's Jang here again from jangbricks.com, continuing my review of the Ewok Village set number 10236 from LEGO Star Wars Summer 2013. In part 1 of the review video, I went through all of the minifigures as well as this one little speeder right here. 17 minifigures in all, that's all been covered. For the build, I've got the speed build video already up. So now I'm going to talk about the structure itself, the actual real village itself and some of its features. And there's so much stuff going on here. I mean, this is a very busy village. You can see there's a lot of detail to how it's put together. There are a lot of components to it. Once you actually put the minifigures in there, it starts to look pretty busy, and you've got stuff outside of it also. I'm just going to dive in, starting over from this side because it's kind of a distinct little area itself, one of the trees. So here we go. This is the beginning, and just one tree of really nice detail that they've done all the way throughout this thing. Pretty consistent with the design of the tree kind of pillars, although they are different. Each one is a little bit different, and they fit together in their own unique ways. And there's a lot of functionality that's hidden all around these tree trunks and such. So over here on this side, you can see there's a ninja scout trooper who's looking to shoot down a rope ladder. And the rope ladder, you can have it up like this, and then the idea is that you have a guy be able to actually shoot that down and use that as access to try to get up. Over here there's a stormtrooper who's having a look at this hollowed out section of this large tree, and he's thinking, hey, this is a good way to do a little secret attack. But up above, Wicket has a special surprise for him. He is actually coming down. Stormtrooper is not coming up. That's accomplished with a sliding floor panel right here that you can actually pull out from the back. Pull that out. That's your floor right there. Opens up the big open space, and the tree is actually hollow all the way down. So any figure you put there is going to come out the front, and it's a good way to kind of surprise folks down below, or just to deploy your forces from the upper level. Kind of makes a fun playground slide too. While we're looking at the ground floor, let's go ahead and take a look at this one separate piece here. It's a little catapult. Pretty straightforward thing in terms of its design and use. It just has a little spring-loaded mechanism there that uses the Technic rubber piece with the 2 axle holes in there. These are your pieces of ammo. They represent rocks, and you just pick one up and, out of the bucket, load it in. And this is a common thing that we've seen before. You just load it in, and depending upon how far you want this to go, you just pull it down a little bit and shoot it out. It was a little bit of a short shot. Let's do a longer one. Ooh, man, almost lost my ammo. These just represent the kind of rope winch that things like this would actually have. Now, speaking of rope, there's a rope-based bridge that goes between that one single tree and the main part of the village. Nice build. And then back over here, you can see that it's anchored onto the platform, and you can actually remove the entire thing. It's just attached with 2 Technic pins, so it's easy to separate these out for storage if you just want to let this down. Sorry Luke, or you want to take the entire thing off and just be able to move this separate tree piece around by itself. Now down below, down here on the base of this tree, you can see that there is a spider there, and then there's also a lot of foliage down there, some plants and some mushrooms, more nice detail. And that spider is there because he has a web, and you can actually deploy the web via a little hidden lever that's made to look like just part of the tree trunk that goes underneath. So you can kind of deploy that and use that to catch some of your enemy speeders that might be going by. They might be going by and just run into the web and get stuck or get knocked off. Maybe just the guy gets stuck in the web, and then the speeder keeps going and blows up. Above that, on that same tree, we've got quite a structure going on here with, looks like 2 stories from the outside. There's actually a little stairway, and it's really interesting the way these things are attached. They are all on turntables. The upper portions of all of these structures are on turntables, so you can rotate this around You can see the stairs a little bit better. You can actually come up the inside here. Got little handrails, like guardrails. Again, lots of detailing, different colors used to try to make it look, you know, not too plain. And then down below, you've got a little place for resting. Hey, what's a stormtrooper doing in there? He's just chilling, just taking a little nap, you know. Even stormtroopers need to take a nap sometimes. You know, just take it easy. He's got just a table next to him, and he's got a torch in there. This area up here on the next floor up is a planning room, supposedly, and you've got a little weapon spot right there for holding a bow, and there's a little flat piece on clips with a sticker on it that just shows that some communication is going on about some strategy or just some education about different stuff that can be done for the upcoming battle, or maybe, you know, battle that's actually already underway. And as you just rotate this around, just looking at this upper level here again with the detail, handrails, a couple more torches out there. You can angle the flame different ways if you want to. Actually just one on this one, but on some of the others you'll see multiple different ones of these, and just, you know, nice detail all the way around. I really like the foliage, and it's actually easy to build these too. It takes a long time because there's so many parts, but not hard to put this all together. Now let's go ahead and proceed to the main deck here. You got more stuff going on. So from the early parts of the Ewok encounter from Return of the Jedi, we've got a Han Solo rotisserie here. Let me just move this Rebel Commando out of the way for now. Han Solo rotisserie. And the design of this is so good, so good, because watch this. You can actually spin him using this handle and watch what happens. When you spin him, it spins the flames too. If you put the hands just right, he's spinning the flames. Now the only problem with this is that he only has one face, this version of Han Solo, so you're not able to put a panic face on him. Boom! Got a little drum set right here. That's what that is, just a traditional Ewok drum set. This one back here is a found items drum set because it's using some helmets that have been collected from the battlefield. And what we have here are a Scout Trooper helmet. This is a Death Star Trooper helmet. And this Stormtrooper helmet is actually a Desert Stormtrooper helmet. And back here you got more stuff that's being stored, so some weapons that are able to be stored in there. And while Han Solo is on the rotisserie, the idea back early in the Ewok encounter again was that you had back here your other characters actually tied up. So let me get the appropriate one, a little rope that you can wrap around them, and there it is, all tied up. What do you know? Next we'll look at the rearmost tree here, which is a little bit hard to see from this angle, but just wanted to give you a look at it from the front. I'll turn this whole thing around and then rotate it so you can see it up more closely. So there's a view of what it would look like from the front, a little bit less obscured. You can just rotate it however you want. Here you've got two torchieres outside. And again, this would be facing to the front. This actually works really well with the way that it rotates because you can kind of use it as a turret because you do have another little catapult here. This one doesn't have the spring action, so this one's just up to your finger dexterity and how quickly that you flick that around. But you can point that in any direction and you can hit enemies anywhere all the way around. And here's your ammo, little stones up here. And looking at this from the actual back, so this is the way the set would normally be set up. You can see you've got a little fireplace in here, torch on the wall, another torch on the wall. This could be kind of the spot where C-3PO was telling the story basically of the first two episodes, well, the first two episodes of the original trilogy of Star Wars. So you can have a couple of Ewoks here kind of crowded in around the outside trying to listen to the story, and then have more folks inside and set 3PO up, you know, in the center. Speaking of 3PO, there's his great golden one right there next to this hut that we were just looking at. And he is on his throne from when they first brought him in and they were conducting the Han Solo rotisserie. And they did give you a nice little feature to kind of approximate where Luke is using the Force to move him around. They give you a little transparent stick that kind of holds this whole thing up, and you can move C-3PO around. So this is how they pull that off. You can see just this transparent piece that's just attached to the back of that seat, and it just allows you to go ahead and move him around and do whatever you want to kind of pretend that he's actually floating in the air. Next up, while we're upstairs, let's go ahead and look at this final tree here. Again, an entrance. You can see R2-D2 is just sitting there for now. More foliage detail on this one, more of the same, multiple different browns and the dark orange used, a couple of torches there, and this one gets up pretty tall. This is the tallest one of all of them. You can see the variety that they used for the different leaf detail. And this one has what looks like a crane on it. Where does this go? All the way down. Ah, it's the net trap. And this one has Chewbacca in there. It's what they kind of recommended. This is the trap that would have a little bit of weird meat, raw meat hanging from it that Chewbacca grabbed after and got caught in. But you can use this to catch stormtroopers, anything that you want to do, anything you want to catch in this, you can. And you can actually lift your trapped prey haplessly up off the ground all the way up, and all I'm doing is just pulling on the string. It has a little stud at the end, and that just goes through a hollow section in there and allows you to lift this up whenever you want, turn it around, and then drop it off on the upper deck. Drop it right at the rotisserie, or you can take it farther in. Rotating this around some more, you can see that you actually have a couple more rooms here. Not getting a whole lot of light in there, but this is kind of a food preparation room. See a big old pot, and then they've got a satchel of stuff, of food stuffs, some vegetables, and possibly some fruit or some squash or something. They put in a couple pieces of carrots, but you can pretend that they're any sort of vegetable on Endor. And then upstairs you've got a storage room for more foodstuffs and other things. You can put anything you want in there, but it's just another place to put some stuff. They've got a couple of sausage links in there, and then a couple pieces of carrot, and then that's it for the top. And you can see the rest of this is just dedicated to other, that same foliage detail. Another secret area. This is a secret room, and this opens up. Ah, look, we've got Chief Chirpa in there. Does not fit with his staff. He can't really fit with many things at all, but he's in there. Secret room. Always nice to have more secrets. And I'm not sure exactly what that text is, but if somebody wants to translate that, I highly recommend it. See if you can find out exactly what it means inside of that heart symbol right there. And report back. Go ahead and let me know, or let other folks know in the comment section that it's probably something funny. On the other side, there's another piece with a sticker on it, and this one shows a kill board. Shows how many scout troopers or troopers in general, Imperial troopers in general, that they have taken out. All right, so that's over there. I'll close this back up. There's another secret little spot that I didn't show you. That's down here. You can see that they used the updated little ugly rock piece that's not quite so ugly anymore. And this also opens up like so. And that's a spot to put a lightsaber or two, or a blaster or two. Not tall enough to put a full spear, or most of the types of staff, types of weapons or ceremonial items don't fit in there, but perfect for a lightsaber, and just fine for a blaster, even the longer rifle styled ones. You can just put that in there. There you go. Secret storage compartment. One last thing, one last key little bit of action that you get out of this set back here. This is kind of an homage to the scene where an AT-ST is walking between a couple of redwood trees, and it comes to a point where they've got a couple of logs on swings basically, and they let them go, and those logs come through and they crush the AT-ST from both sides. So that happens. There's only one problem with that. It's not tall enough to actually accommodate an ATST. In fact, that passageway there isn't even tall enough for an ATRT. Look at that. And it comes up like halfway in the hull section there. So that's just not going to work at all, unless maybe you, I don't know, maybe lean the thing over on its side. Like imagine that you bring a walker up and then you trip it, and then after it's tripped and basically completely disabled, then you kind of beat on it for a while. So for this set, you end up actually using this feature for speeders that are coming through. So speeder bike comes through, thinks that, you know, he's going to be really slick and actually kind of thread the needle going between these two major tree pylons, and you know, you just wait for him to come through and then just pop that and hit the bike and destroy the bike, and you know, the dude will pop off, and then you can just beat him on the head with a club or something like that. Here from the front, you can see what I was using to activate that trap in the back. It's actually just a rod that goes all the way through here, and you can fully set it. This is this little lever hanging down here is the lever for the web to come out, and this you can just lock it in place, and then whenever you want to actually pull it down, you can pull on the vine, or you can pull up a little bit closer here, let it go, and it just comes down. Really nice mechanism on that. Really interesting build. You should check out the instructions for this set for sure to see how some of the actions are done, and just, you know, browse through it in general. Even if you're not interested in spending the money to buy this entire set, there's still some interesting things that you can learn from it. So, was that long enough for you? Is there enough going on with this set for you? Remember, this is one single set. This is not a whole bunch of sets, not a superset combiner, you know, super pack of a whole bunch of stuff. This is one single set with 17 minifigures and all this structure. Like, I mean, it's equivalent to at least 3 Lego buildings in terms of what's actually included, you know, what you end up building. So much stuff that you can do with this thing. Going back to the age-old, you know, price per part kind of deal of thinking about value. Price per part is high on this one. $250 US for less than 2,000 pieces. That is high, but nobody who's looking at buying this set, or even, you know, considering it, is going to be on a tight budget. This is a serious set for folks who are serious about Star Wars, or serious about, you know, really playing with a large group of kids, or not playing at all and just collecting and putting this up for display. So for me personally, my personal experience with this has been so good. I enjoy just how much went into it. So much. There are so many things you can do. I personally feel like the value is absolutely there. It is definitely worth the $250, especially with the free shipping. And I don't expect it to get cheaper than that. Sure, it would be wonderful to be able to get this for $200, you know, and get the value there in addition to the price per part. But overall, still, you don't need me to tell you that this is an amazing set. It looks amazing. It's huge, which is always a plus. But within its huge size, they still pack it full of a whole lot of goodies, both aesthetic and action-wise, you know. And combine that with the tremendous selection of minifigs, it's good in every single way. So that's it for this video. If you haven't seen part 1, please be sure to check that out. Also check out the speed build. It's only a couple minutes long. It's 120 times normal speed. It doesn't take very long to get through the over 4 hours that it took me to build this thing. But I hope you enjoyed that. Hope that it had some interesting info for you, and hope that you'll stick around and check out some more videos that I've done, Star Wars stuff, non-Star Wars stuff, Lego and other brands, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some other updates as they come out. But if you really want to see all of my updates, including stuff that's not video related, Or if you want to see my videos oftentimes before they even show up on YouTube, you can follow all that good stuff at jangbricks.com. That's my blog where I do all of my brick build related stuff, and you can browse through my old mocks and everything. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to have a chance to talk to you again soon in the next video.